Hi, guys. Welcome to the baseline. So, you ever watch someone walk into a room knowing there's a 50% chance they're going to be hugged and also a 50% chance they're going to be shoved into the spotlight mid meltdown with a mic shoved in their face? Well, welcome to Trump's White House diplomatic strategy. It's part photo op, part psychological obstacle course, and part Hunger Games reboot. Man, and this week, the lucky contestants were Chancellor Friedrich Merz of Germany and President Xi Jinping of China, and of course, Donald Trump himself, the guy we all know and love, great marketer and president of the United States. So, how did it all go down? Who flinched? Who flexed? And who accidentally proved that world diplomacy is now basically, and disagree with me if you want to, a Netflix reality show with subtitles. So let's talk about it. And let me know if you think I'm wrong or educate me, guys. I'm open to that. So this is just my take from what I'm seeing. So the phone call, that wasn't really a call. That's first step. Let's go to China first. So after months of silence, so loud it could make your AirPods disconnect, Xi Jinping finally takes Trump's phone call. Now, how do we know this? Because China told us in a statement so bland it makes hospital food look spicy and delicious. So the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, held a phone call with United States President Donald Trump at the latter's request. So it seems like Donald Trump has been requesting this phone call, and they finally had it. And that's it. That's the whole announcement. Sorry, guys. Like Xi Jinping didn't even pretend to enjoy it. This wasn't a great exchange of ideas. It wasn't a promising step forward. It was just, yeah, he called this. So now pause, because that line, at the latter's request isn't filler. It's fire, right? That's Xi Jinping, the leader of the world's most populous nation, saying, we didn't chase this. We didn't ask for it. We didn't want anything. It was Trump that did. And it's a way of providing diplomatic shade, a receipt with attitude, so to speak, right? And what's Trump's version of this historic call? And you got to love Trump. He says, oh, yeah, great call, huge success. We talked about trade, rare earth, students, everything's back on track. And a lot of people are kind of going, yeah, sure, sure, Don. And I'm the CEO of TikTok. So that's how a lot of people are taking it. But meanwhile, in the Oval Office, Germany walks in and kind of walks in a little bit nervous. So let's jump over to that, right? Let's jump over to Chancellor Merz. Now, Merz is the new guy. He's the German conservative who walks like a calculator in human form. He's very measured, very intelligent, very precise, and very, very aware of what could go wrong. Because if we were being honest, and let's be honest, you don't just walk into Trump's Oval Office and expect a straightforward meeting. You expect a performance. And a lot of world leaders even were trapped. And now a lot of leaders are expecting a trap, especially when J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio's are there in Trump world's Balkan choir, so to speak, right? And they've been tweeting furiously about how Germany is tyrannical and cracking down on the far-right AfD party. And yeah, you heard that right. Germany tries to put extremists under surveillance. And the United States calls it authoritarian, which is somewhat rich right now, considering their usual favorite pastime is banning books, criminalizing teachers, grabbing people off the streets, I don't know, you name it, right? So Merz comes into this meeting with a mission, right? He wants to show strength, wants to avoid flattery. Above all, he doesn't want to get ambushed, right? And most importantly, don't give Trump a reason to turn the meeting into a WWE promo. And congratulations to Chancellor Merz. He survives. Not only survives, he actually walks out looking dignified, confident, like someone who just managed to defuse a live grenade while blindfolded and sipping chamomile tea. But let's loop back a little bit, okay? Why does all this matter? Let's think about that. Because this isn't just about Merz. It's not just about Xi Jinping. It's not even about Trump being weirdly obsessed with people inviting him places, right? It's about how the world is now watching the United States diplomacy through the lens of survival and not strategy. So Xi Jinping, he doesn't want Trump to say something offensive during a visit. He's worried Trump will say something so off script, so casually humiliating that it could unravel his political legitimacy at home. And that fear, that's not paranoia. There's a precedent for it now, right? Zelensky, the South African president. There's a bit of history with Trump and foreign leaders. It could be a compilation titled "Moments Before Disaster," right? And you could put a whole bunch of world leaders from Zelensky to Ramaphosa. The pattern is this: smile, shake hands, and then boom, say something wild and viral for Fox News. So when Xi Jinping says, yeah, okay, we'll do a call, but we're not sending him an invite to Beijing just quite yet. That's not diplomacy delayed per se, right? That's diplomacy defended. So that brings us to the next point, right? Let's talk about the power dynamics that exist right now, because this isn't just about personality drama. Trump genuinely believes diplomacy is dominance. That's it. There's no black and white with it, right? It's not give and take. It's give me what I want, or I tweet your economy into a recession and possibly oblivion. So take the tariffs, the student visa bans, the constant jabs at NATO, Germany, China, everyone, right? He's trying to negotiate like a real estate developer who read one Sun Tzu quote off a coffee mug. But here comes the problem, right? This is the problem. That doesn't work when people across the table have nuclear bombs, rare earth minerals, and a long-term memory. So Germany and China, they aren't trying to win Trump's approval at this point. They're just trying to survive his randomness. Now, Merz boosts military spending to 5% of GDP, not because Trump asked, but because they need a buffer if Trump bails on NATO, especially when Russia starts acting up, right? Now, Xi Jinping doesn't need an Oval Office handshake. He needs a guarantee that Trump won't tank another trade deal because he misread a tweet. And then comes Elon, the billionaire side plot nobody really asked for, right? So just as Merz is playing geopolitical chess, Elon Musk enters the stage with his own drama. And man, it's crazy, right? I think everybody knows it at this point. But Trump says Musk turned against his budget bill because he didn't get his NASA pick and the EV mandate that was stripped, which, to be fair, sounds exactly like Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure that's very accurate. But Trump doesn't frame it as a policy disagreement. He makes it personal because he's a mob boss, as in Elon Musk betrayed me. Like we're watching Keeping Up with the Cabinet, right? That's how it all played out, like a big soap opera. And that's the bigger theme here, because in Trump's world, everything is a test of loyalty to some extent, very much like a mob boss. But the budget isn't about numbers, NATO isn't about defense, trade isn't about economics. It's all about, did you cheer loud enough at my rally? Now, where does that leave us? Well, you've got a chancellor walking a minefield with charm and calculation. Seems like he did a pretty good job, right? Now, you've also got a Chinese president answering the phone with the energy of a parent whose kid just called collect. And you've got a United States president treating international diplomacy like a spinoff of The Apprentice, like the global edition of it. But beneath all of that, there's a real serious question playing out. And that question is, can the world keep functioning when the most powerful person in the room treats policy like PR? Now, Xi Jinping knows the answer. So does Merz. And if you're watching from Paris or Tokyo or Ottawa, you're not asking if you'll be next. You're asking how to make it out alive without becoming a meme. So what's the takeaway? Here's the takeaway. The global balance of power isn't just military and money anymore. It's ego, optics, and unpredictability. And while the world watches Trump like a weather system with a Twitter account, leaders like Merz and Xi Jinping are learning that survival isn't about power right now. It's about playing the game without getting played. Anywho, guys, it's a lot to take in. Let me know, guys, what you think. If I got this right or if I got it wrong, let me know in the comment section below. And once again, I want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you watching The Baseline. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys on the next round, okay? Cheers, everybody.